Well, hey everybody, welcome to our monthly chanting. Just gonna adjust my little mic here. There we go. I hope that everyone is doing well. So we're going to do a little chanting this evening. So if you haven't chanted before with me, relax because it's not a huge undertaking. And I'll put everything up for you in terms of the chant that we'll be chanting, as well as the translation. That's the word I was looking for. So we'll look for that translation, as well as where it's appropriate. I've put up a depiction or picture of the deity that we may be enticing with our chant. It's really important to realize and remember and to know that as we chant these things, we're not chanting to a god or a deity that's outside of ourselves. It's really meant to awaken that facet or that quality within you that is compassion or wisdom or both. we try to keep those two together as they tend to work as the wings of our practice. Compassion and wisdom always together. So know that we're not trying to pray to a God outside of ourselves, but really to awaken our own abilities. And all of these practices, all of these Buddhist practices, are pointed toward facets of ourselves. So if you have another religious practice, that is perfectly fine, and it shouldn't interfere in any way with your beliefs. So this isn't focused on what God or what not God that we have or don't have, but instead the piece of us that shows up in compassionate and wise action. So we're developing that within our own practice. So if you want to overlay this Buddhist wisdom with another, that's perfectly fine and yours to do. I know a number of people who sort of do a buffet style. So you pick what you want. So this creature in front of me is called the harmonium, and it is it's a little more prevalent in with our Hindu brothers and sisters and their kirtan chanting. So I've been learning it. So I'll do a little bit of it and then put it aside. But we always begin with practices of both refuge and of obstacle clearing. At least I do. And kirtan is usually always begun with an obstacle clearing devotional affirmation, if you will. And really those obstacles that we're referring to are really of our own doing. Those things that when we wrap ourselves tightly in with our beliefs or our preferences, our bias, then we get tripped. And we get tripped when we don't like something, or when we like something and we want to keep it. So when we don't like something, we want it to go away. When we like something, we grasp. So it's either grasping, clinging, or aversion that usually manifests as these obstacles. So when we say this beginning prayer of affirmation, then we are asking ourselves really to awaken to the the obstacles that we've self-created, and we can release those and step around them, step over them as needed. So I'd like to begin first with our refuge prayer, and we will say that first, and then we'll go just with a slight pause in between so we can even reflect on the refuge. So we'll do the refuge twice in Tibetan and once in English. So I'm going to pop that up on the screen for those of you who are looking. And here we are. I'll ring the bell 3 times, and we'll let the sound and vibration call us to this room, call us to our seats, and call us to our practice. Sangye chodang toki chok nam la Jongchu bardu dakni kapsur chi Dakji jinso ki pei sonam ki Drola penshir sangye drupar shok Sangye chodang soki chok nam la Jongchu bardu dakni kapsu chi Dakji jinso ki pei sonam ki Drola penshir sangye drupar shok. In Buddha, Dharma, and supreme spiritual community, we go for refuge until fully enlightened. By the power of all 6 perfections, from generosity to non-dual wisdom, for the sake of all beings, may we realize Buddhahood. All right. So we're going to use the harmonium and do a little bit of Hindu kirtan opening, and then we'll go to our Tibetan opening. And these are both path clearing and wish fulfilling prayers. The first is to the deity, the Hindu deity of Ganesh, and you may recognize that figure as the body of a young boy and the head of an elephant. So you can think about this as the curiosity and playfulness of a child and the wisdom of an elephant. So the chant is Gum Gum, G-U-M, G-U-M, Gum Gum. That's the short name for Ganesh. And then his full name, which is Ganapataye. And then Namaha is like spiritual speed dial. So we're basically saying, hey, you, deity of playfulness and wisdom, compassion and wisdom, together, hey, look at us over here, and we melt into and become those qualities for ourselves. So just chant along with me, if you will. Begin to take some deep breaths into your lower belly. Just breathing fully. Om Gam Gam Ganapataye Namaha. 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 Find your breath in the lower belly. We'll move next to the path clearing and wish fulfilling prayer to Padmasambhava. And again, we're looking for that guru within each of us, that lives within each of us. And we're calling forth the wisdom and compassion. Doson Sangye Guru Rinpoche Nungdro Kundak Dewa Chen Poja Barche Kunsel Dudu Drakpotsel Soan Depso Jinji Leptu So Chinang Sangwe Barche Jiwadang Sampalunji Drupa Jinji Lob Dosom Sangye Guru Rinpoche Nungdru Kundak Dewa Chen Pojab Barche Kunsel Dudu Drakpotsel Soan Depso Jinji Leptu So Shinang Sangwe Barche Jiwadang Sampalunji Drupa Jinji Lob. Precious Guide, one with all the Buddhas of the three times, blissful presence and source of all spiritual accomplishments, fierce destroyer of illusion who dispels every obstruction, we pray to you for blessing, inspiration, and realization. Please remove all outer, inner, and secret obstacles, and spontaneously fulfill our aspirations. We'll move swiftly into the 7-line supplication to Padmasambhava, same deity we were just looking at. We call this deity Guru Rinpoche. And this is about the guru within each of us and the qualities that that individual, that deity points to within each of us, the ability that each human has for compassion and wisdom. As we chant the last part, Om Ahung Benzar Guru Pema Siddhi Hung, which will be our mantra in this invocation, we're calling and saying, show me, reveal to me the wisdom and compassion through your body, speech, and mind, pointing at the wisdom and compassion of my body, speech, and mind. Hong Orjin Yojin Noob Jam Sam Pe Mage Sardong Pola Yatsen Chogin Nung Drubnye Pe Majung Neije Sudrak Kodu Kadro Mang Polko ke ki Jesu dak drugi. Jinji lapchir shek su sol guru pemasi dihung. Orjin yojin nup jam sam pe mage sardong pola. Yatsen shogin nung druvnye pe majung ne Jesu drak. Kodu kandro mang pogor ke ki Jesu dak druki. Jinji lapchir shek sul sol guru pemasidi hung. Ol mahung benzar 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 guru pemasidi hung. Om 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 Benzar Guru Pema Siddhi Hung Om Ahung 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 Benzar Guru Pema Siddhi Hung Ojin Yojin Upjam Sam Pemage Sardong Pola Yatsen Shogin Nung Drubye Pemajun Neje Sudrak Kordu Kandro Mangpo Keki Jesudak Drubki Jinji Lepchu Shek Susol Guru Pemasi Di Hung Om Ahung Om Ahung Om Ahung Om Ahung Om Ahung Om So breath is important in our meditation practice, and it's essential with our chanting and mantra practice. So if you want to take a few breaths, long, slow breath in through the nose, allowing the belly to move out as you breathe in. We want to incite our diaphragmatic breath. So breathing in, belly moves out, and as we release, the belly collapses back to its flatter nature. This is important. So when we use our breath in our mantra chanting, we obviously take a quicker breath in, either through the nose or the mouth. Take a quick breath in, and then we're slowly letting it out in our chant. So this patterning of our breath helps to settle us out of our fight or flight nature that we fall into in our daily lives, that rush, and constantly on point, listening to see what's going on, to discern what's happening, even make the decisions whether we are liking or disliking what's happening, or if we are safe or unsafe. So it's important to let that breath really expand. So making sure that you're using that diaphragmatic breath. I'm going to do something a little bit different than we normally do on our monthly chanting, because I think everybody's ready, whether you're brand new or not. We often do the short version of a purification prayer to Vajrasattva in just chanting Om Vajrasattva Hung or Om Benzar Sato Hung. So instead, we're actually going to do the long form. And as you see to the right, there is the depiction of this beautiful Vajrasattva being. She's pure and pearlescent white. She's holding a dorje, which is a Tibetan lightning bolt, and a bell, which I have an exact one here that I'll be using as well. So you'll hear the bell ringing at the beginning, and then to indicate that we're on our last round. So this is the 100-syllable mantra of Vajrasattva, and I'm going to go slow to begin with, and we'll do a number of rounds just to and probably speed up just a little bit as we begin this practice. So I'd like you to picture this deity above and before you on a lotus seat and on a beautiful cloud just above. And coming from this deity is a column of white pearlescent light, and it's coming into the crown of our heads, your head, and as it moves through the body and through every single pore, it's pushing out toxicity, any negativity, purifying us to our neutral state of non-bias, our natural state of no preference, our natural state of ease. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajra sattva tenopa tishtadrido me bhava sutokayo me bhava supokayo me bhava anurakta me bhava sarva siddhi me prayatsa sarva karma sutsame sitsam shreyam kuruhung ha 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 ho Bhagavan sarva tathagata vajramame mutsa vajri bhava mahasamaya sattva Om Vajra Sattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajra Sattva Tenopa Tishtadrido Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anurakta me bhava sarva siddhi me prayatsa sarva karma sutsame sitsam shreyam kuruhung ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sarva tathagata vajramame mutsa vajri bhava maha samaya sattva Om Vajra Sattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajra Sattva Tenopa Tishtadrido Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Hanurakta me bhava sarva siddhi me prayatsa sarva karma sutsame sitsam shreyam kuruhung ha 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 ho Bhagavan sarva tathagata vajramame mutsa vajri bhava mahasamaya sattva Vajra sattva samaya manupalaya Vajra sattva tenopa tishtadrido me bhava sutokayo me bhava supokayo me bhava Anurakta me bhava sarva siddhi me prayatsa sarva karma sutsame sitsam shreyam kuruhung ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sarva tathagata vajramame mutsa vajri bhava mahasamaya sattva Om Vajra Sattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajra Sattva Tenopa Tishtadrido Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Sarva Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sarva Karma Sutsame Sitsam Shreyam Kuruhung ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sarva tathagata vajramame mutsa vajri bhava maha samaya sattva Om Vajra Sattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajra Sattva Tenopa Tishtadrido Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anurakta Me Bhava Sarva Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sarva Karma Sutsame Sitsam Shreyam Kuruhung ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sarva tathagata vajramame mutsa vajri bhava mahasamaya sattva Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Tishtadrido Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sarva Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sarva Karma Sutsa Me Sitsam Shreyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Vajrama Me Mutsa Vajri Bhava Mahasamaya Sattvaha Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Tishtadrido Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sarva Siddhi Me Prayatsa Karma Sutsa Me Sitsam Shreyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajri Mawa Mahasamaya Sattva Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Tishtadrido Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sarva Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sarva Karma Sutsa Me Sitsam Shreyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajri Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Tishtadrido Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sarva Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sarva Karma Sutsa Me Sitsam Shreyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajri Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Tishtadrido Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sarva Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sarva Karma Sutsa Me Sitsam Shreyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajri Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Tishtadrido Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sarva Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sarva Karma Sutsa Me Sitsam Shreyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajri Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Tishtadrido Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sarva Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sarva Karma Sutsa Me Sitsam Shreyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajri Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Tishtadrido Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sarva Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sarva Karma Sutsa Me Sitsam Shreyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajri Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Tishtadrido Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anuraktu Me Bhava Sarva Siddhi Me Prayatsa Sarva Karma Sutsa Me Sitsam Shreyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajri Bhava Mahasamaya Sattva Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopa Tishtadrido Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anurakta me bhava, sarva siddhi me prayatsa, sarva karma sutsam me sitsam shreyam kuruhum. Ha 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 ho. Bhagavan sarva tata gata vajramame mutsa vajri bhava maha samaya sattva ha. The jewel is in the lotus. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. I know that the slide says Peme. Sometimes you'll see Pema. Padme is what Lama Surya Das says. Om Mani Padme Hum. The jewel is in the lotus. And if we think about the lotus, this is the plant that comes from mud and muck, darkness, and blossoms in the sun. So it's a bit like us. The lotus is not trying to be anything but the lotus. It doesn't live with bias or preference. It doesn't wish to move. It doesn't complain about its neighbors. It simply is the being that it is. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Jongchup Semcho Rinpoche Makye Panam Ke Gyurchi Ke Panyam Parme Payom Gong Ne Gong Du Perwar Sho Jongchup Semcho Rinpoche makye panam ke gyurchi ke panyam palme payan gong he gong du perwar shok. May the pure, brilliant sun of bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion, unstoppably, until all are illumined and awakened. I want to thank you for joining us this evening for this chanting practice. I hope you found it to be of benefit to not only yourself, but to all other beings. Have a blessed week, a blessed month. I'll see you on Sunday morning at 9:30 a.m. on all of our channels, the Kansas City Buddhist Center right directly on the website, Facebook, Twitter via Periscope, and YouTube. So we'll see you then. Come practice with us. Do a little bit of meditating, a little bit of chanting, a little bit of prayer and invocation, and some Dharma exploration, some teaching. Thanks again for joining. If you would like to donate, please go to kansascitybuddhistcenter.com. Bye now.